Now, also going along with that new change in the April 15, 2010 Watchtower, the change in the meaning of the generation of 1914. If anyone has this article, it's called Mankind at the Crossroads by 1914. Why? This is a, let me see, it's an Awake, let's see if I can get this, Awake 8th, 1973 Awake article. If you have this article, I've just copied this and scanned it. If you have this, please read it. It will definitely get your mind to thinking a little bit why the governing body decided to change the meaning of this. And I want to point out this here. On page, let's see, it starts on page 16, then it goes to page 17, then to page 18, and under this subheading here, before this generation ends, let me just read some of this to you. Nevertheless, what does that mean for us today? Now, this was 1973. Why place such great importance on the fact that the date of this particular turning point was foreseen through Bible prophecy? After all, here, let's see, it starts here again. We're almost 60 years later. Of the people living in 1914 of sufficient age to know what was going on, most are not even living now, and those who do remain are up in years, old. This is precisely why these matters considered are so important, vitally important to us all. Not only was the date of the world's turning point foretold, but the conditions that would follow were also foretold, and it was revealed just where mankind's present course is leading, what its final result would be, and very important for us, it was foretold that such final results would take place. Now notice this, within the lifetime of just one generation, the generation that was alive in 1914. Now where do you see there that it mentions anointed persons or the lives of anointed persons overlapping? Do you see that anywhere? If there's a Jehovah's Witness watching this right now, can you show me where that says that anywhere in that paragraph? Because I'm sorry, I just don't see it. But just take an article like this and the subject at hand. Now look at there, one generation. One generation. It mentions nothing about people being anointed of that generation, lives overlapping. So this article in particular, Mankind at the Crossroads by 1914, is a prime example of a topic that's been changed by the Watchtower Society. Now the reason why I chose this article in particular was this picture right here, and I don't know if anyone has seen this, but it brings out there the Millennial Dawners 25-year prophecy. It's pretty much saying that, you know, they prophesied about, you know, 1914 or whatever. The problem is, or they were saying that even the world, you know, predicted such things. This was taken from the World magazine in 1914, August 30th. Now, do you notice something strange about this picture here? I never knew this. Do you notice something strange about it? Why didn't they show the whole article? They chopped it off there, and they chopped it off there. Do you wonder why? Well, I'll tell you why. I have a copy of the original article right here. Do you notice something different about this and that? End of all kingdoms in 1914. The Watchtower cut it off, the top. Interesting, isn't it, that they did that? This article is mainly talking about how things, you know, they want you to think that, you know, well, a worldly magazine here, the World magazine of 1914, Well, even they talk about, the times being bad of 1914. Well, of course. It's World War I. Of course they would be bad. But what they regret to show you in this, that's in the original article, is this little statement right here. See if I can see it. Consider it an established truth that the final end of the kingdoms of this world and the full establishment of the kingdom of God will be accomplished by the end of AD 1914. And who said that? Our wonderful Charles Russell. Accomplished by the end of AD 1914. Now let me ask you something. Why didn't they include it in this one? Why did they have to rip it off? Why didn't they have to quote that it said that all kingdoms would end in 1914? So, I guess this is my question to Jehovah's Witnesses. In reading articles like this and noticing the change, now that I'm going to pose a question here, and if a Jehovah's Witness can answer this, without using the crutch of light from Proverbs 4:18, well, the light's getting brighter, or Jehovah is making his present truths more brightening to us all, or something like that. Tell me why the society is making changes in teachings, and tell me why they would remove the title of the article, which is The End of All Kingdoms in 1914, and tell me why they would rip off or remove the part in this article which says that the full establishment of the kingdom of God would be accomplished by the end of AD 1914. Please tell me that. Please tell me why all these changes that the governing body has done within the years, it just doesn't add up. And please tell me without using the light is getting brighter as a crutch.